As the deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd echo in our minds, the need for the work our guest is doing and the vision she is creating is even much more necessary. Natasha Scruggs, Esquire, and the Scruggs Law Firm are the forces challenging the outdated paradigm and guiding us legally into the future. We're going to get right into it right after this quick intro.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Charvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Charvette Mitchell.
All right. Welcome. Hello, everyone, to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard all across the world wide web. Dolls and gents, thank you for being here. You know, the goal of my show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we are so excited that you are stopping by and spending some time with us today. We know also all across the web, you're getting notifications and alerts that the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show is live. Shout out to my sister Kim, hanging out over on Periscope. Hello, Dr. Jackie is listening in from Facebook. So glad to have all of you coming on in as we talk to my dynamic guest today, who's hanging out in the virtual studio. So let me do a little bit more of a formal introduction. I'm telling you what, we are so excited that we have women of color who are dynamic and phenomenal in law that we are able to feature. And, we feature business owners. We sprinkle in some celebrities every now and again. We absolutely talk to authors and speakers, but we are so excited when we talk to people who are really making tremendous strides and change in our community. So let me tell you a little bit about Natasha Scruggs, Esquire. She is the founder of the Scruggs Law Firm, LLC. I'm telling you what, she has a passion for fighting for human rights for her clients. She believes that each person should be provided with excellent legal representation at affordable prices. And she understands the gravity of the mass incarceration crisis in Missouri and in the United States. She refers to herself as a prison abolitionist. We're going to get more into that. And she approaches each criminal case, considering the factors facilitating this system. And then guess what? She's also going to be making huge strides and impacts in a lot of different lives with her new company, Topshelf Virtual, which includes virtual products. And her hashtag Law Lab will help 100 students and working adults become attorneys. And her hashtag Level Up Kit will help 100 people achieve their biggest goals. That's who we have on the show today. Again, welcome to all those that are popping on in and coming on in. We see you as you're listening in. Let us know what city you're coming in from. Let us know where you are listening in from. We want to shout you out. So without further ado, coming up to the mic right now, Natasha Scruggs. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we are glad to have you. Such a dynamic young lady. And so I just want to jump right on in. So I love how you talk about your grandfather in your bio, and he made you all look up words in the encyclopedia. So like, how was that a catalyst for you at a young age?
Well, my grandfather, he went to law school, and he was the only person that I know back in the 70s that did that. And so he got his bachelor's degree on a scholarship. He got his master's degree, and then he wanted to be an attorney. So he only was able to do 1 year based on like life circumstances, not because of like the curriculum.
Right.
But he had us in his 40s. So he was like real vibrant, still like at it, still going to work, still doing all this stuff. And he reads like 24/7.
Wow.
And so I was that kind of nerd too. So when we were growing up, we couldn't say words like thing and we couldn't say stuff that didn't have the actual name of it. He would say, "What is that? What is the thing?" Like if you ask my brother, he'll tell you the same thing. And we were like, "Well, we don't know, Grandpa." And he would like, "Go to the encyclopedia, look it up, and come back to me." So I look up literally everything. So if there's something that I don't know, I look it up. That's why I'm like shocked on social media when I see people like not understanding something and they talk about it without even just Googling it. Because Google, like we didn't have Google back then. You know, that was like 1994. So
I am with you. I am like, we can be informed consumers. We can be informed community center citizens by just looking up things. So, and so this really, your grandfather really nurtured a household of family lawyers and attorneys.
Yeah, I was the first one to graduate. My cousin, who also grew up in the same house, my first cousin, she graduated the year after me. And then my brother graduated the next year. So he's licensed in Illinois. And he was working here in Missouri at the Missouri Scruggs Law Firm before. His name is Christopher Scruggs. Okay. And yeah, we basically beat the odds.
Wonderful. And so there were two incidences or two things that really solidified that you should go in this path. And do you mind sharing, those two incidences that were like, yeah, I have to go into law?
Yeah, so I always wanted to be a lawyer. I used to play court with my grandma and my cousin, the one who's a lawyer now.
Yeah.
But then when I was in, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember the exact age, but I was in grade school. And then a family member was at the Jamestown Mall. It's a mall that's closed now in St. Louis. But him and a bunch of friends were about 13. And the police kind of surrounded them and told them, because they were playing with silly string in the mall. Okay. And I talk about this because the way that law enforcement approaches Black teens or Black preteens or Black kids is always in a criminalizing way. Mm-hmm. So instead of telling them, hey, kids, could y'all please, stop doing silly string? They were like cursing at them, telling them, y'all need to get the F out. Y'all need to go get out the mall. So they said, okay. They were on their way out the mall. And the police were like taunting them, pushing them, like doing all of this stuff as they were walking out. Then they surrounded one of them, started beating one of them. The other one, it became like a big brawl of literal preteens. Wow. They tried to say that my family member was a adult, but he looked like a complete baby in the face. Mm-hmm. And the result was it was holes in the wall. It was busted lip. I'm talking about kids beat.
Wow.
Then
what year was that? What year was that?
I mean, I don't know exactly the year, but I would say
it didn't happen yesterday.
No, it was probably like 1998 or 19.
Yeah.
St. Louis County Police Department, and then that same police department actually came to a call. It was a mental health call, like a wellness call. My grandma's house, and then they tasered my uncle multiple times for like, I think 10 times the legal limit. And they put him on a stretcher on his face, handcuffed. And then 3 hours later, they told my grandpa that he had passed away. We was like, what happened? Nobody told us anything. I was 17. I lived there, but I was in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So when I came back, I was like, wait, how can we do this? And I started researching, and I was like, oh, so they always do this. They kill people with handcuffs and get away with it. So.
And you knew I have to go into law. Now, yeah. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that with our listeners. I wanted to.
It's actually tomorrow. It happened July 8th, 2008.
Wow. Yes. Wow. So, for those that are listening and you might not be of the African-American color and you're wondering what's all the riots, what's all the uproar, we've been dealing with this. So thank you for taking the route that you took. And you actually call yourself a prison abolitionist. Talk to us about that.
Yes, and I will say my start with prison abolition actually happened with my uncle. His name's Samuel Du Bois, the one that passed away. Mm-hmm. He told us about this a long time ago. So because his daddy was like that, they were kind of the same way where they would read all the books, all the Martin Luther King books, the Malcolm X books. They had just extensive knowledge at a very young age. My uncle was only 29 and I'm 29 now.
Right.
And so he told us back in the day that we should snatch the gold teeth out of people's mouth and get people out of jail with that money. And I'm like, why do we need to get people out of jail? And he's like, Tasha, like, you need to wake up. And I'm like, 11.
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean? Because, you know, they start the propaganda for the prison industrial complex very early. And so they start teaching you bad guys. Like, if you look at the curriculum, like Texas Instruments and companies like that make the public school books, it's all kind of saying the same messaging. It's saying the bad guy goes to jail. They even put images of Black people, Black men, Black kids, Black women. And they always have the innocent looking person to look a certain way. Right. So to make me aware of that very early. So then I was already pretty much on that. I was like, okay, we need to get people out of jail, but I didn't know the historical context. So then when I went to college, I was a criminal justice major. I had to study criminal justice systems from all over the world. And I realized that our system has been taught to us like it's the end all be all, but it's actually not. Our system of 8 different ways that you can address crime or address correction. So they call it correctional officers and correctional, but it's not correcting anything. Our system is based on punishment, and punishment in and of itself does not help society, does not stop. As you can see, we have increased punishment, increased, incarceration, and crime has not decreased. So it doesn't work. So it doesn't make sense. So when I studied that in my 4 years of college, I was like, oh, it's easy. I was like, yay. As soon as I tell people that it doesn't work, no.
They're going to listen and they're going to change. And it's just, we're going to change the world.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, they don't want it to work. Oh, they wanted to do this. Oh, this is not to prevent crime. So that's why I tell people the reason I'm a prison abolitionist, prisons are not there to prevent crime. Prisons are not there to deter crime. Prisons are not there to help victims. Prisons are there to punish and to also feed into the economy of the United States of America. And that's it. It's not doing anything to help any communities. So when they do stuff like today, the governor just signed a new law in Missouri to increase mandatory minimums and do all this tough on crime stuff that they've been doing since literally the 80s that hasn't worked. And he says it. So what they do, this is the sick part. They will take Black people's trauma and use it against us and say, well, look, Black kids died over the weekend. So I'm going to sign this law for you so that you won't die.
Right.
But it's not true. You're saying you're doing this for that. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help the Black kids that died. And I said a big part of prison abolition is you have to focus on, I call it the domino. So I say it's 1 million dominoes that fell on the last domino, which is the person who's quote unquote committing the crime, the person who's getting murdered by the police, the person who is impoverished. And I want to go all the way to the back, to the beginning domino, to when they defunded our schools, when they redlined our communities, when they, they committed economic violence. They wouldn't hire Black people. They won't promote Black people. All of these different things. And then if any Black on Black crime, that's what people use against me. What about Black on Black crime? If you talk about Black on Black crime, and you're not talking about putting money into the communities that you're constantly depleting and taking from, then it's built in white supremacy. It's not a real solution. And these are talking points that have been happening since the 80s, since Reagan, since the war on drugs, that literally don't work. So I feel like that's why I became a prison abolitionist, because it's not just about abolishing prisons. It's about abolishing the entire system. That includes the school to prison pipeline, that includes redlining, that includes jobs, that includes all of these things that lead us up to this.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Dropping some, listen, this is Oprah life class, like adult conversation here. Listen, I love it. Rita, shout out to Rita. She said, if I had to do it over again, I would be a lawyer. And she's thanking you for following through. You recognize at an early age, and she's thanking you for following through. Hello, Coach Andrea, coming in from Charlotte, North Carolina. So yes, so much you just said. Like there's so much to unpack with what you just said. Listeners, if you're just coming on in, you're checking out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. We are talking to Natasha Scruggs, Esquire, the Scruggs Law Firm. And so talk to us about your law firm. Like what are all the types of cases and all the types of things that you guys do?
We do traffic tickets, criminal defense, or personal injury law. We focus on making sure that we fight for people's rights because, like I said, Black people are discriminated against in every single sector of society, and that includes personal injury, where you get injured and they historically, it's a study that Black women get less settlement offers or less money offered because, number one, they don't take our pain seriously. And, they don't value our life seriously, so as serious as others. So there's like a formula, and it's bad. Formula that insurance companies use to value your life. So they're going to value how much you're worth to them monetarily, and how much you would have made had something bad not happened. And they use this from a minor injury, like a soft tissue injury, all the way to wrongful death. And they will literally value the life of a white man as a higher dollar amount than the value of a Black woman. And they disguise it by saying, well, this is the money that she would have been making. No, it shouldn't be the money that she would have been making. It should have been the money that she should be making.
Right.
All were equal. So it's just so many. So that's what I deal with. Traffic, same thing. The officers will give my clients, my Black clients, tickets. They will be more harsher on my Black clients. They will also be harsher punishments, criminal wise, like the mitigating factors that I use for white clients don't work on Black clients. So for a white client, I can say, look, he didn't have his parents growing up. He came home. He has mental health issues. He's hurt. His wife just divorced him. I can use that and I can get some good stuff for him. Now, what I try to do is I try to do my Black clients right after and use the same thing because they can't deny that. But say if bring a Black man or a Black woman up there, they don't care that my Black woman has 5 kids and she needs to get back home. They say that you should have the bail money. And so being a prison abolitionist, one of the things I want to do is eliminate money bail because that's preying on people who don't have money. And you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, except, if you don't have money, then you have to sit in jail. So it's just a whole bunch of issues, but that's what
that's what you do. So, and I love that you started out really your law firm. You were able to virtually have people. So you're based in Missouri, but the roots, the beginning of it, you were a virtual law firm. So, are you able to help those now that are anywhere in the United States, or do you focus more on Missouri?
I'm focusing on Missouri, but I'm doing other work outside of my law. I have to practice law in Missouri, but I do other stuff in other states. So now I am trying to get, I'm in the process of getting, additional licenses, which is pretty easy because I took the UBE. And so all I have to do is fill out the forms and make the payment. So now I'm trying to do that, but I want to be strategic about it and pick the right states.
Absolutely. And I want to definitely shout out Lena had a great comment. Thank you for listening in, Lena. We never talk about crime happening in communities which we live. So there's Black on Black, there's white on white, so much more. This is a great conversation. So thank you, Lena, for that comment. So Natasha, I am going to, before we go to break, we got a quick break, let people know how they can connect with you online, your website, and all that good stuff.
You can go to where I do my community work is justussystem.org. You can go to that. You can follow me on Twitter at Attorney Scruggs, or you can go to at Scruggs Law Firm, or if you want to go to where I do my virtual classes and stuff, that's at Topshelf Virtual. And then on Instagram, the same thing. At Topshelf Virtual, at Scruggs Law Firm, at Attorney Scruggs. That's where you can find me.
Great. connection points. And if you, I have tagged on Instagram, I have tagged on Facebook, tagged in a couple places. And of course, charvette.com will give you a great connection point. The links to everything she just mentioned, you can get to from charvette.com. So Natasha, I'm going to let you rest in the virtual green room. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then we are coming back. And listeners, this is such a great conversation to have. And I'm so excited that she has virtual offerings that we're going to get into with Topshelf, because I'm a proponent of virtual courses, and my product and course academy, which the enrollment closes tomorrow. This is the last live enrollment of this. The last time you can have me live for 8 weeks in product and course academy. MyAcademy.biz is the sponsor for this show. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and then we're going to be right back.
I want to teach you a lesson you'll never forget.
Have you been thinking about creating your own courses or virtual products, but you don't know where to start? Are you tired of leaving money on the table and underutilizing your knowledge and skills? Let me show you how to monetize your expertise with virtual products and courses. Jump over to myacademy.biz. In this live 8-week course, I will show you how to create and deliver video courses, audio courses, ebooks, and more. Visit myacademy.biz and register for the next product and course academy where you walk away with the strategies and tools to create cash with your experience and knowledge. Visit myacademy.biz to get started today.
All right, there you have it. So, yes, I want to see you in myacademy.biz. There it is, that right there. Check it out. You've just got until midnight Eastern time tomorrow to get into that. All right, so let me bring my guest back up on air with us, Natasha Scruggs, Esquire, the Scruggs Law Firm. So let's talk about this helping 100 people become attorneys. So the #Law Lab. Oops, and it sounds like the audio, I'm not hearing the audio. Okay.
So the Law Lab idea kind of originated from me doing a law camp. So I've been doing a law camp since 2 months after I graduated law school. I did the first annual Future Lawyers Camp. And basically I helped students from age 8 to 18 who wanted to become attorneys, or even if they didn't want to become attorneys, they wanted to learn about the criminal justice system. And it was kinesthetic learning, so it was more so of them physically doing the stuff. So I would have like a crime scene set up. I even had like a real police officer, and he would, set it all up for them, have the lights and everything, and the kids would be all excited because you have to get their attention.
Yeah.
And take them through a week-long process where they actually go to a real judge. They argue their points. It's really great. And I couldn't do it this year because of COVID. And so I was trying to figure out what could I do that's similar to that. And I was like, okay, the Law Lab. And so basically the Law Lab is everything that I wish I would have had in high school, in undergrad, in law school. And it's teaching people, because it's a long-term commitment. It's not okay, I just wake up the next day and I get it. You have to be very diligent. You have to know exactly where you're going. And I have the ability and the gift of vision. So when people join the Law Lab, we have a community that people can join now. But the Law Lab course it's like $300 course if you're an adult. If you're in college, it's 50% off. And if you're in high school, it's free, because the high schoolers get their own little thing.
Okay.
Get their own section that they get to do. They don't get to do every single.
Right.
But when it comes to the Law Lab, it's teaching every single aspect of it. So before you go to law school, you have to do all of these different, scenarios. You have to do a resume, you have to do a cover letter, you have to study for the LSAT. And people don't know. And when people don't know how to do it, they say, I can't do it. Because so many people have told me, I wish I could have did it. I'm like, you can. They're like, no, I can't. I'm like, yeah, you can. And I didn't realize that because my grandpa had already did it, it wasn't foreign to me.
Yeah.
I always knew. I just never questioned it, even though my high school teachers would say rude stuff, or my college coaches would say, I can't see you as a lawyer. I was like, I don't need you to see me as a lawyer. I need you to coach me in basketball. I see me as a lawyer. And
that's good.
I see a lot of people telling Black people especially that we can't do certain stuff. And never done it, then you'll just say, I can't do it. They're right. So the Law Lab is supposed to be helping people doing that. And it's people of all races, but specifically I wanted to help Black people. I actually want to get 300 people to become attorneys, but this is, like I said, this is a long-term process. I have people who are in high school right now. So if people in high school, they're 10 years away. People they 7 years away. So it's a long process. So you'll be able to see the fruits of all this work in about a decade.
Right. But it'll be worth it. How can somebody sign up for the Law Lab?
They can go to they can either go to at Attorney Scruggs on Instagram and click the link, because I have like a link tree, or they can go to Twitter and click the link in the link tree, and then they can fill out, or they could DM me and I could send them one. So that's pretty much where you can get it now, because like I said, the actual course will be a 10-week course, and then it's like downloads, and that's not up yet. So
okay, no problem at all. And if you're hanging out on Charvette.com, the link tree link is right there. Or if you're listening later in iTunes or Stitcher or Spreaker or Spotify, the link tree link is there available for you. So the Level Up program, and I am so glad you are offering these virtual options to be able to serve, because I know your day is jam packed. You're trying to dismantle this whole system. You're trying to fight people's cases, get them more money because somebody hit them in the back. So this is like another way you can serve your audience and not have to physically be there. I am such a huge proponent. So business owners, this is a perfect example here. Take heed. Let's see here. Can you put the information in the comments? Yes, Carrie. I will come back. And you're listening on Facebook. I will make sure you have the link in the comments on Facebook. Thank you for that. She said, my God. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. So that's the law side, but the Level Up program, which is more of a motivational webinar. Talk to us about that.
So the Level Up is structured similar to the Law Lab in that it is a 10-week course as well. They can join the community. Like I said, again, they can join that now. And the Level Up is my baby, because I think that I have used these techniques to level up again and again and again.
Yes.
Like I said, I knew I wanted to do this when I was 5, when I was 10, when I was 15, when I was 20. And it was not an easy road. People don't understand what I had to go through to get there. Wow. And so Level Up is split into 6 sections. And it's basically what I'm teaching people is the only thing you have to do is have a big goal. And this is only for people who have big goals.
All right. Hashtag big goals. Wherever you are, Twitter, hashtag big goals. Facebook, hashtag big goals.
Yeah. But this is only for people to have a big goal. If you have a big goal, you need to explicitly say that goal and have it on, or I have a vision board back there. That's my vision board. Or you can put it on your mirror in your room and read it explicitly out loud every day as it is so. Then you do things in each one of these 6 sections every day until one day you get your big goal. And so it's kind of like, it's a quote that somebody says that if you do certain things, then you will meet with success unexpected in common hours. A common person who doesn't know what you've been doing at home will be like, oh my God, you know how people say you blew up overnight? Or yeah, that's that. So it's like nobody blew up overnight. People were doing things behind the scenes. So that's the 6 sections. So the first section is mental, emotional, and spiritual. So every day you do something, even if it's a little bitty step, to benefit your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. I have and I kind of, like I said, I do this. I have a personal therapist. So that's one. I also read, and I also meditate, and I pray and do all this stuff. So that's that. The second one is body and physical environment. So body, whatever you want to change about your body, do it. I want to get new teeth. Everybody got the new grill. Look, your teeth are gorgeous.
Lighting. Thank you for the lighting. Thank you. And jeans. Thanks for my mom who's watching.
Okay. Good jeans. But say if you I always wanted this hairstyle and I never got it. Or I always wanted to get my makeup done and I never did it. I always wanted to get it out there. I always wanted to lose weight. Or I always wanted to, whatever it is, you take a step to it. You just take one step and it's going, I'm telling you, it just transforms you every day. Then your physical environment. So this weekend, I went and bought a brand new like full length mirror.
All right.
New curtains, because I'm going through the level up process just like them, because I have new goals. I have big goals now. I've hit these goals. I hit these goals at like 25, and I'm about to be 30 in November.
All
so
right.
I have new goals, and I'm like, okay, I'm going through the level up process. So I got new stuff. I got a new rug. So you just upgrade your physical environment, upgrade your physical body and your physical environment. If you need a new bag, you need to work some more hours or sell some more products and get you a new bag. Treat yourself like a queen or a king, and prioritize yourself. So number 3 is education or self-study. So I had to go to law school, and I had to. That's an important thing. So if you want to be a lawyer, and that's where the law lab comes in. So in Level Up, in addition to the 10-week module, we have weekly. I would call them virtual consults.
Okay.
Virtual consults. So somebody who's an expert in this will come in. So I have people that are in my Level Up community right now that are also in Law Lab, because they're in there for that education component.
Yes.
If you don't want to be a lawyer and you want to be a doctor, then you need to get a doctor group or a doctor consult or something like that. Or I have a Black woman in there who wants to own her own midwife company. And then I have another one that owns a real estate company. So when it comes in, the one that owns a real estate company, she's getting her real estate license. So that's self-study, and she's going to have to take the license. So whatever you want to do, you need to buy books. Like I said, if you don't go to school, you have to buy books, and you have to spend a little money for this, and if you join my program, you will get freebies. You will get free consults and stuff. But I feel like whatever is your biggest issue, you need to kind of invest in that. So that's number one.
Yes. Invest in yourself. I mean, we invest in so much stuff, Natasha, so much stuff, but at some point you do have to invest in yourself. And I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes say years ago, he said, we invest so much on the outside, but he challenged the audience, but what have you invested on the inside stuff?
Yes. Yes.
So you're right in line with that.
And I have heard so many women say, well, and they use these outside, excuses for why they haven't done it. I said, nobody's stopping you from getting an audio book. Nobody's stopping you from buying a book. Nobody's stopping you from going on. There's so much information that you can self-study and get up to date with, that there's no excuse for you not to be where you want to be. And that's what I'm saying. Basically, what I'm saying is if you do all these things every day and you know your goal, you're going to hit that goal. You're going to hit. Like, I've seen every single person who we look up to who have hit big goals.
Yeah.
They've always said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You have to believe it. You have to believe it, but you also have to act. It can't just be a hope and a wish and a prayer with no action.
Right. Just get a book. You can't, nobody, that's investment. Carrie said, I need help with the LSAT. Can your program help me?
Yeah, we have with every single aspect with the law lab, every single aspect of becoming a successful attorney.
All right, Carrie. So I'm going to make sure you personally get the link, or if you want to jump over to charvette.com, the beautiful blog post that we have for Natasha has the Linktree link right in there that she referenced. Cynthia said, all right, tell the truth. Nobody is stopping you. Nobody is stopping you.
Black women. So we have reached a different level. Yes. Black women are not settling anymore. We're not accepting scraps. We know what we want. We want luxury. We want to live a nice life. We want our kids to be happy. We want our family to be happy. We want a vacation. We're on a different vibe. So all of that, we're going to sit back and wait for somebody to give us permission to do something. That's done. You'll never be able to get hit a goal like that. And I had to realize that too. You go through phases where you're a victim. You feel, woe is me. And you realize, wait, nothing's stopping me but me, period. So that's why I do this, because this is empowering you. They're like, dang, all I have to do is read a little paragraph in my book and do my meditation and do this and do that. And then I can go to sleep without worry. Yes, go to sleep, rest, and do it again tomorrow.
Do it again. Coach Andrea, we will make sure we get the link to you as well for your son. I know is he in Atlanta or New York? I know he's doing great things in the community. So I'll make sure, Coach Andrea, that we have the link provided to you as well. Awesome. Well, our time is up. I don't want to take any more of your time. One last time, any and all connection points. People are coming in and out. Thank you for all the hearts and the love, Periscope and YouTube and all of that. He's in Atlanta. Okay, great. One last time, all of your connection points for our listeners, and then we will wrap it up.
Okay. Last connection point is at Attorney Scruggs on Twitter and Instagram, and at Topshelf Virtual on all those, or justussystem.org. That's just to get all of my community stuff. And I just want to quickly wrap up.
Sure. Because we only stopped at number 3 because it's 6.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Keep going. I could be here all night. I just want to honor your time.
Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, thank you. Yeah. But I'm in my office. I'm here all night, all the time. But number 4 is your career or your business. So I started a business. So if you want to start a business, we'll work on that. Or if you just want to move up in your career, if you want more money, if you want a different position, if you want a different job. And that's actually one of my big goals. I want to work for the Kansas City Chiefs. I live in Kansas City, and I want to be in the legal department of the Kansas City Chiefs, which is really corporate. It's, majority white men. And it's going to be a big deal for me to do that. And I know, and I'm doing it for a purpose. And so that's what I'm focused on right now is working on my resume and making connections with that. So your career is very important. We have a coach that teaches women how to be more confident. When you're at work, you lift your head up, you speak confidently. They said that when women are writing, they think that we're secretaries instead of, it's little things like that.
Yeah.
And then number 5, no, that's number 4. Yeah, number 5 is relationships. This is important because I think that a lot of people just focus on career. But if you don't nurture your family and your relationships, then you won't be happy because you won't have anybody to share it with. Yeah. And so you also deal with generational traumas and different things. That's what I'm dealing with, because everybody has had trauma. Everybody has went through things as a kid, and everybody has generational stuff. Like my grandma did it, and then my mama did it, and now I'm doing it. Same thing with the men. Like we have male coaches that can help men with relationships, because men are reimagining themselves and reimagining their role in relationships in light of, consent. And like I said, women being different now, it's a different world for men now. So what they were taught initially is not really working for them when they want a high quality woman. And so same thing with women, we can't talk crazy to men and be mean or do this. And I treated my guys like my friends, and they were like, I don't like that. And I didn't know that. My mouth was slick, and you have to so and also family. You have to, I feel like, if you have a bad relationship with your parents or you have a bad relationship with your siblings, you're going to work on that. I'm not saying it's going to be solved, but you're going to get better. You're going to call your mom. You're going to text, whatever.
Right.
The last one, which is one of my favorite ones, is community and impact. I feel like you cannot level up if your community is not leveling up and if you are not making an impact. And so that's why as soon as I graduated law school, I immediately went to my community and was like, how can I impact? How can I power up the community? And, we'll help people with different ways on how they can do it. You can do it virtually, you can do it in person, and it's not always money. I think, especially during the Black Lives Matter movement going on right now, a lot of people were it seemed like everybody was trying to donate. I believe that it's not everybody's ministry to donate. It's the wealthy's ministry to donate, because they can donate $100,000 that can wipe out everybody's donation. But we can do things in different ways. We can use our brains. We can use our talents. If you play an instrument, if you do art, whatever you do, you can impact your community, and it won't cost you $1. So I feel like if you do something in these areas every week, and you say what you want every single day, then you're going to level up, and you're going to level up in 30 days, and you're going to level up again in 60 days. And one day you're going to wake up and hit that goal. So that's what that program is about.
I love it. #level up in the Topshelf Virtual Lab. I am telling you what, and then once you do that goal, then you're starting over again.
You start over again. Exactly. Because I hit my goal and I was like, wow, what am I supposed to do now?
I got something else, and this is all virtual. So the Law Lab, the Level Up is virtual. You can be, and we have listeners from all over, so they can be anywhere because it's all delivered virtually, which again, I am a huge proponent of. Those of you that follow me,
I'm going to add on, I'm going to get on your site too, because this is my first time doing it. So I think you have a lot of experience and stuff. So you could be a coach. You know, that's another career coach.
Yes. I'd love to connect that way.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right. So my last question, and we're done. The goal of my show, and I like to ask every guest this, the goal of my show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we want to know what continues to motivate Natasha.
I think that the promise that I can, like I said, I feel like it's community and family. My mama and my siblings motivate me. That's one thing I didn't even say, that my mom is actually 18 years older than me, and she had a pulmonary embolism and a stroke during my last year of law school, my last semester. And I have 2 younger siblings, and basically I had to be a caretaker for her and a substitute mama for them for the last 4 years, trying to pass the bar and graduate and do all of these things. Yeah. And they are right now, they're my number one motivation, because I feel like if I can, they watch me and they come to all my stuff, and I want them to see that they can do anything. Yeah. And then my community, I feel like when Black women earn more money, we do more. And I know that if I had the money that I will have, then I would be able to, I wouldn't have to ask the government to help my school system. I would just write a check. That's right. Some people can write checks when you have that money. So I feel like, I know a lot of people say money doesn't solve everything, but money solves some of the things.
Absolutely. And then as Red Fox said, let me find out for myself. Fred Sanford, one of his friends said, Fred, money don't solve everything. Money don't answer everything. Fred said, let me find out for myself.
Yes, because I got like the biggest heart. I'm like, I want to buy all these kids laptops and all these kids iPads, and I don't want to have to ask when I know that they're defunding the schools. My governor in Missouri just cut $133 million from the school budget and doesn't care, because the Black kids are going to be the ones suffering for it. So I feel like resistance is kind of like going against that. Like, okay, that's what y'all want to do, even though we keep telling y'all that y'all defunding the schools. Okay, now we're going to fund our own schools, or we're going to put money up. Like the law camp that I did, I had sponsors for it, and I would have never been able to do it. I don't have to wait, because the white kids I went to law school with, they all did stuff like that. I said, we didn't have that program, so I made my own program. So I just feel like the promise of a new world, the promise of something different being able to happen from my influence and my work, that's my motivation.
Natasha Scruggs, thank you. Our paths will continue to cross. Yes. Thank you for being who you are, and thank you for stopping by the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, listeners, it is a wrap. Wow. Thank you for all of those that have hung out with us. Yes. We see all of the love, all of the hearts that came through, all of the shares. So I know that you have people on your timelines. If you're watching live, share it out. Again, thank you for those that are listening later in iTunes and Spreaker and Spotify and Stitcher and Charvette.com and Blog Talk Radio and all of the places. We thank you so much. We continue to bring amazing guests to you. That's going to help you change your life. And again, the last time that you can get in on my Product and Course Academy, the last live version of this is the doors close tomorrow night, midnight on Wednesday. So jump over to myacademy.biz. That's a wrap. We're going out. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Said great show. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And we're going to see you guys later.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Charvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.